Okay, so what if I told you that the very same field that grows our food could also power our cities? I mean, at the exact same time. It's a pretty radical idea, right? But it might just be the solution to one of the biggest challenges we're facing today. Let's get into it. So, first things first, we have to start with a fundamental problem. As we push for more food security and a green energy future, we're seeing this massive competition for our most valuable and finite resource, land. And this really boils down to one central question. For a country like Mexico, with all this incredible farmland and just amazing solar potential, it feels like we're being forced into a really tough choice. Do we use our land for food or for fuel? But what if that's a false choice? When you look at what both sides need, the conflict becomes crystal clear. Agriculture, it needs fertile soil, good water access, wide open spaces. And what about massive solar farms? Well, they need huge, flat, open areas. You see the problem? They're literally competing for the exact same pieces of real estate, pitting two absolutely essential industries against each other in a battle for space. So, how in the world do we solve this? Well, the answer isn't about choosing one over the other. It's about synergy. It's about combining agrivoltaics with digital agriculture to turn this conflict into an incredibly powerful collaboration. So the solution has a name, agrivoltaics. And honestly, the concept is beautifully simple. You just put solar panels and crops on the very same piece of land. You don't have to choose food or fuel anymore. You get to harvest both. You're making that single plot of land more productive than it has ever been before. And just how much more productive are we talking? Well, a project in Germany found that by combining farming and solar, they boosted their land use efficiency by over 60%. Think about that. That means 1 hectare of land suddenly does the work of 1.6 hectares. That is a massive, massive leap in productivity. You know, it's not just about efficiency either. It's also about making farms more resilient. The shade from the solar panels actually helps reduce water evaporation. We're seeing water savings of 20 to 30%. For the crops below, that means less heat stress, which is a huge defense against drought. Now, this is where it gets really cool. Imagine having your own clean, reliable power source right there on the farm. What does that unlock? It means you can power the next generation of digital agriculture. We're talking robotic systems, smart machines, the whole shebang. And the potential impact, a reduction in labor costs by as much as 97%. That's the crucial link right there, clean energy enabling hyper-efficient farming. And you know, this quote from a farmer in Germany who's already doing this, it just gets to the heart of it all. This isn't just a spreadsheet decision for them. It's about farmers finding a real, tangible way to be part of the solution, part of the energy transition, all while making their own farms stronger for the future. Okay, so we know the technology works, the concept is solid. The big question is, how do you actually organize to make something like this happen on a national scale? Well, let's take a quick trip around the world to see some of the blueprints that are already out there. First up, let's head to the United States. Their approach, so far, has been all about building a really solid foundation of knowledge and data. The US, through its Inspire project, is basically doing all the homework for everyone. They're funding research to figure out exactly which crops grow best under which types of solar panels in all kinds of different climates. By gathering all this data first, they're de-risking it for farmers and investors. They're literally creating a proven playbook for others to follow. Okay, so once you've got the research, what's next? For that, let's hop over to Germany. If the US is about research, Germany is all about setting the rules of the game to create a stable, high-quality market. So Germany went and created a formal technical standard. You can think of it like an official rule book. And this was an absolute game changer. Why? Because it clearly defined what actually counts as a real agrivoltaics project, separating it from just, a solar farm built on farmland. And with that legal certainty, investors got confident, and farmers could suddenly qualify for government incentives. All right, our final stop is Italy. And this one might just be the most direct blueprint for what can be achieved when a community gets organized and decides to act. You see, in Italy, the key players didn't wait around for the government to figure it out. Nope, they formed a national association to bring the entire industry together. And by speaking with one powerful voice, they could share knowledge, build up public support, and make a really compelling case to policymakers. And the result? A staggering 1.1 billion euro fund to supercharge agrivoltaics across the country. It's just proof that getting organized really, really works. And that brings us right back home, to Mexico.
when you look at these successful blueprints from around the world, the path forward becomes so much clearer. This is Mexico's moment to take these lessons and create a real catalyst for change. And that catalyst is the Mexican Agrivoltaics and Digital Agriculture Association. The entire goal is to bring everyone to the same table. We're talking farmers, tech companies, energy producers, policymakers, everybody, to drive this transformation forward right here in Mexico. For anyone who joins, the value is immediate and tangible. It becomes a hub for networking, a one-stop shop for the latest global research, and maybe most importantly, it gives the industry a unified voice to help shape smart, supportive government policy, just like we saw happen in Italy. And just imagine the kind of collaboration this could unlock. You could have Mexico's food giants like Grupo Bimbo and Bachoco working hand in hand with global energy leaders like Enel and First Solar. That is the kind of powerful cross-industry partnership an association can build, finally bridging that gap between food and fuel. Look, this isn't just some abstract idea or a far-off dream. This is a movement that's already getting started, and this right here is your invitation to be a part of it. And getting involved is actually pretty straightforward. You can start by just visiting the website, checking out the resources. From there, maybe join an introductory webinar to learn a little more. And for those of you who are ready to really lead the charge, there's the opportunity to become a founding member and help build the future of this industry in Mexico. So, we end right back where we started, with a question. But it's not about a conflict anymore, not food versus fuel. Now, the question is one of absolutely immense potential. By combining its incredible strengths in both agriculture and renewable energy, Mexico truly has the chance to make the answer to that question a resounding yes.